produced this optional video showing the Toits Kloof pass in the descending mode. For visitors and first-time drivers of this big pass, it's important to watch the ascending version as well, as it contains vital information as well as the Google Earth orientation clips. The video starts at the crossing of the Molenaars River shortly after the Rawsonville intersection and begins what appears to be a gentle climb into the first part of the kloof. This climb is deceptive, and many drivers experience what feels like a power loss in their vehicles. The reality is that the road climbs a full 100 vertical meters over this first 2-kilometer section, then begins descending into the southwest as it follows the course of the river. The views are outstanding, and the scope and sheer magnitude of the mountains that form the kloof become apparent here. The severity of the sharper curves have been carefully engineered to improve safety, and today's traverse of the pass is a relatively safe one. Most of the road is a 4-lane split-level highway, making for easy overtaking of slow-moving vehicles, which was the old pass's nemesis. Soon the road crosses the Klip River, a small tributary of the Molenaars River, which is followed by a double S-bend which changes the direction directly into the west. A deep and towering cliff appears on the right, and in the wet winter months a waterfall cascades in a straight vertical drop where the water only reaches the bottom in the form of a fine mist, so high is this fall. The northern side of the kloof, which is on your right, contains plenty of waterfalls in the winter, and during periods of heavy rain this section of the pass is simply one of the finest passes to drive from a visual impact perspective. The road then starts ascending again through another double S-curve and reaches a mini summit just before the turnoff to the Du Kloof Lodge and Trout Hatchery. A long and easy descent follows as the road curves to the left, and one should pay attention here as there are a plethora of road signs, almost too many to take in all at once. Of importance is that this is the point where motorists need to decide whether they'll be taking the toll road option through the tunnel or making use of the older Toits Kloof pass via the R101. If you plan on using the R101, you'll need to keep left and take the feeder road here off the N1. There's also a substantial weighbridge station and truck inspection point just after the split where the old road overpasses the N1. All heavy trucks have to stop at this point, but there are still 2 lanes open for normal traffic heading southwest. Immediately after the weighbridge, the truck lane bleeds into the left lane, and motorists who are driving too fast will meet very slow-moving trucks at this point. This factor, plus a very sharp left-hand bend just before the tunnel entrance, is a recipe for an accident. Here the scenery is a mix of outstanding modern engineering mixed with the rugged grandeur of the mountains, as a spaghetti junction of over and underpasses, bridges and tunnels meet with the rushing white waters and the steep cliff faces. For those wanting to hike the beautiful Elands River Gorge, there's an ample parking area on the right-hand side of the road shortly after the weighbridge. The Huguenot Tunnel is 4.4 kilometers long, and it's the longest road tunnel in South Africa. It reduced the total length of the pass by 11 kilometers. Despite this huge saving, heavy trucks continue to use and abuse the old pass in an effort to avoid paying the toll fees. It's a complete mystery why the traffic authorities have not applied a restricted mass limit of 3 tons on the old pass. During 1988, the Huguenot Tunnel was constructed with teams working from opposite ends. When the 2 teams at last met deep inside the center of the mountain, the momentous occasion was celebrated in newspapers across the country. Initially a service tunnel was cut and then preceded by the significantly larger main tunnel which runs directly east of the original tunnel. Engineering techniques from Europe were employed and safety standards are impeccably high. Accidents have occurred inside the tunnel, with a few vehicles having caught fire. Take careful heed of the escape routes as you drive through and tune your car radio into the frequency displayed at the entrance. The tunnel was designed as a gentle S-bend, and the 4-kilometer length is cleverly lit using a decreasing and increasing intensity of light depending on how deep you are into the tunnel. Under no circumstances is overtaking allowed at any point inside the tunnel. Once out the tunnel, you'll cross the beautiful Miaspoort viaduct and then face a long descent down towards the toll pay point. Take careful note of the speed restrictions, which is 60 kilometers per hour in the section before the toll booths, and there's a permanent camera trap here as well.